And obviously, our avatars in the corner are not part of this screenshot to be hidden.
I kind of like the kind of like the confetti behind the avatars. It's kind of like we're at like a New Year's party or something, and this is a picture.
It's true, and I mean, after all, this is our 177th episode. After all. So it was Monster who was the 175th? Huh. Our detective work earlier was wrong. So this is our 77th episode. So obviously reason for celebration. Huzzah!
A celebration of arbitrariness.
You know it, and if anything can be called a celebration of arbitrariness, it is obviously this show. And with this, hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast, where ANY and Keyframe wonder about random drivel. And now we even have a life sign. I have 177 episodes, and I still suck at it.
Something's gotta be consistent. My hair color's not consistent. Our guests aren't consistent. Nothing's consistent. Your skill set.
Talking about guests. Once again,
nice segue.
Beautiful.
I know, right? It's hardly even callable a segue, I dare to say. But nevertheless, talking about hair colors, nice turquoise there. Oh wait, talking about guests.
He only said that because my hair is as close as it's getting to his OC's hair color.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
that's actually a thing, isn't it? But yeah, welcome back, I believe, for only the second time, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't it? How many?
Yeah, it's only the second time.
Only the second time, but yeah, welcome back, Scribbler. Great having you once again. As we found out last time, the female version of me. if we run my face through the
that Snapchat turn into
gender
woman
swap
filter
thing, yeah, a picture of me through this filter, through this gender swap Snapchat, and it looked so scarily like Scribbler. I believe we all three looked at it and we all agreed like, shit, this is scary.
I mean, it looked like Scribbler until you go to the fucking gangly man hand that's right below the head. like so many people I showed it to, they were like, who is that? What's up with her hand? It's like, that's not a her. That's a Max.
It's true, but talking about the Scribbler in this room without a giant ass man hands, the one up there, please, for the people who are not familiar with you and your work, please do tell us, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Nobody should care about me. I'm just somebody who makes horse noises on the internet.
Just imagining that somebody in the audience actually has no idea who you are. That was a very
I maintain exactly the same answer.
I know, but I'm just trying to imagine how this answer sounds to somebody who legitimately does not know what you do. It's like,
exactly.
Is she an ASMR channel or something?
Oh no.
Depending on who you talk to, yes. Apparently people tell me that my creepypastas sound like ASMR, and I was like, that is nice, but that was not the point.
But yeah, almost 500,000 subscribers for... Why do
POV, you're at the ranch.
But yeah, for those uninitiated, do you want to elaborate how those horse noises turn out in application?
On a more serious version of the explanation, I do fanfic readings, I'm a voice actor, and general dog's body regarding audio, with My Little Pony, creepypastas, and various other fandom things that take my fancy.
Short and to the point, I can deal with that. I believe I myself have featured in like 2 of the things on it. The cake story.
Yeah.
And there was this one where I was just in some kind of jungle setting, a doctor. I believe just a
You were
very
also
small
in
cameo.
you were in the Merpony story many, many years ago, our very first collaboration. You were a random doctor who managed to find a sea pony washed up on a beach in like 2013.
Oh my. Yeah, that is really early on. Are you sure it's 2013? Did I have my channel back then already? Oh yeah, I must have. I started in 2012, I believe. Yes. This was
it was See You to Shore. That was the story. And then it was the cake story, where you recorded it around the same time, but it didn't come out until like 2020.
I know, that was like, wait, this is still a thing. Why? This existed. Oh, and
I forgot about that so much until like Scribbler
the glue maker.
You were.
Yeah.
And Keyframe was Mrs. Cake.
Yeah, because the thing was, some of the first conversations I've had was him recording the glue maker lines and him being like, "How is that?" And I was like, maybe do it like this and stuff. And then 2 years later or something, Scribbler comes to me being like, "Hey, Key, do you want to be Mrs. Cake for this fic?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." And then I read the fic and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is deja vu." And then I looked at the little Google Doc thing with all the roles, and I was like, I know that name. And so, yeah.
There it is, the cake story.
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
it was destiny.
I will be egotistical and just link the cake story in the description down below, so for everybody curious about it.
I've done quite a bit with Scribbler on
you
my
have.
channel.
A lot
of Celestia, weirdly enough.
Yeah, you're in like one of my most popular ever comic dubs, where it's just like Rarity and Celestia macking on each other a lot.
Of course it is.
This one here?
That was the one. Yeah, it's like the 5th most popular thing I've ever done.
Am I Celestia in that, or am I Rarity? I forgot that.
I think actually you might have been Rarity in that one.
I did do Rarity quite a bit too.
Scribbler, Celestia, and Keyframe is Rarity. Yes, there it is.
Oh yeah, because it was through Scribbler that I realized I can do a pretty good Rarity and a scarily good Granny Smith for her No Place Like Home.
Yeah, No Place Like Home. Oh fuck.
Yeah, because I think like I did Granny Smith lines and it was like, wait, why are you good at that? Stop that. Because Granny is so not in my natural voice range. But I can't
don't know what you can do otherwise unless you try it.
Yeah, but it's so hard to... I don't like doing Granny often because to do her like lisp, I have to stretch out my face. So that way it sounds kind of like... So it just
the
sounds
way we
older.
suffer for our art.
Yeah, and it's not fun to pinch your cheeks for extended periods of time, let me tell you. I don't have as much moosh on my face as I used to.
Ooh, well.
But yeah, Scribbler, what's been up in your life lately? What's dragons have you been slaying, or fics you've been reading, and all that fun stuff?
Not so much dragons as I have gained a cat since we last spoke. I did not intend to. He turned up in the garden one day and just went, "I'ma live here now."
Sounds like
and he did.
Sounds like a thing that a cat would do.
Yeah, except he belonged to a neighbor, so I had to go across the road and like make friends with my neighbor going, "I'm really sorry. Is this your cat that just has camped out on my couch for the last 3 days?"
Well, it's mine now.
Cats belong to themselves. They just happen to live with us.
Here I am going through your Twitter trying to find proof of this story because, Pixar didn't happen. But there are no cat pics on the Twitter.
Well, he's literally sitting next to the laptop right now, basking in the warmth from the fan.
But I mean, it's true.
But so it's
every
like,
cat.
Okay.
What?
You go.
No, I was gonna say it's true. Every cat I've ever owned came from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not an exaggeration. We fed one, like, turtle shell cat named Mittens. It came back pregnant, had kittens in our house. We kept 2 of them, named it Pumpkin and Garfield. They eventually decided to go to basically became your cat and went to other neighbors. And then we got another cat, except that one was from basically a little box that says "Adopt Me," and we named it Oreo. And the other one we took it from the neighbor because the neighbor didn't take care of it, and it was a cute little black cat, and I named it Max, and he was a good boy, and he got really, really buff. He was a buff cat.
So you have a penchant for adopting things called Max, then?
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is supposed to reference.
But yes. So you got a cat since the last. Are there any cat adventures? As someone who was previously a dog mom, what's the difference with having a cat? As if I don't know.
Cats do not listen to you whatsoever. He has to be bribed a lot with dreamies. Yeah, he takes to sitting on my neighbor's roof, except that they have like an extension just below their bedroom window. And the lady next door apparently has to sleep with the bedroom window open. So if he goes out at night and I don't keep an eye on him, I'll suddenly hear cursing from next door because he's let himself in through their window while they're asleep in bed.
Whoopsie.
What a little stinker.
It's because he's used to just being allowed to go where he wants, and everybody in the neighborhood used to feed him. And then he just stuck around here because I was the only household that didn't have like dogs and other cats and children and things. But he still goes around like nicking food from people.
See, that's the thing, isn't it? Wait, cats just don't listen. You have to earn their love, and it's very much conditional. That's why there are people who are just cats on the inside of their souls.
It's true. And they usually
Like
own
Max.
dogs.
Yeah. And then there's me, who own dogs and cats, but I'm definitely a dog. I'm a dog on the inside. Woof, woof.
Yeah, but being a dog is not such a bad thing, as dogs just exist purely in the moment, and any joy they feel is all-consuming because all they care about is the current moment. Whereas cats are just there going, why are you not serving me on hand and foot?
Exactly. Why aren't you? I'm right here. Somebody serve me something.
I wish
I
that I could
have-
just throw something at your head.
I have TikToks which literally have little minions on it. I
hate
have
it.
I have to
I thought you
admit.
meant actual TikTok then.
No, they are actual TikToks.
I know what you mean now. It's when you say I have TikTok.
Tic-tacs.
Oh,
videos.
Tic-tacs. Sorry.
Tic-tacs.
Tic-tac.
TikTok is the video app.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, they.
You can have both.
It's true. Yeah, allegedly you can. But yeah, it actually had a wrapper with it's actual Tic-tacs. So I have to give them credit for the self-ironic marketing they did there by literally following up with everybody calling minions Tic-tacs.
Yellow Tic-tacs.
This talking gibberish talking Tic-tacs. And yeah, Tic-tac went there and was like, hey, minions, how about a deal? And they did.
Yeah.
Can't blame them.
If it works, it works.
Good marketing,
so-
I can respect.
Tic-tacs aside. And besides Little Cat Adventures, have you been working on anything recently, or just?
Asking Scribbler if she's working on something is like asking water if it's wet.
Water's not wet though.
Water is entirely wet, and Scribbler is always working on something. Yeah, actually, I've been working on multiple things. We've got a couple of big audio dramas on the burner that I advertised and auditioned and set up a cast in January for my Halloween special for this year, which is something called Friendship is Tragic, which it's based on a very early fanfic called Friendship is Tragic by Vermilion that years and years ago.
Isn't there
I
a
listened to.
Tumblr blog about it?
Might well have been. It might have been erased in the big Tumblr apocalypse.
Probably.
But the fic was taken off Fanfiction and all sorts and only exists on like a Pony archive now. And I fleshed it out and rewrote it into a script format. And we are doing an expanded version of that for Halloween this year. And it is a 7-episode mini-series to be released in October. So we've been working hard on that. It is one of the darkest things I've ever written. So, which, considering about vampirelance, yeah, that tells you.
What is do you know what the length of each episode's going to be, or like the length of episode 1? Is it going to be like 7-hour-long episodes? Or...
The first episode is probably about 45 minutes to an hour. The others, The last 2 episodes are longest. The middle episodes roughly about 20 minutes each. So they're not a consistent length. It's just as long as they need to be to tell the story. Because I've tried to learn my lesson from History Repeats, which episode 2 of that is due out in July. The audio's done. We're finishing up the art now. And the second episode of that one is an hour and a quarter long and has taken us 6 months to put together purely working on that. So, yeah, lots of projects on the go in addition to just the daily uploads that I constantly put on the channel.
My.
The daily uploads, the constant grinding, the living, the cat.
Yeah. Just the everything.
I have no clue how to do it. I mean, I struggle doing any content, like because you're also working, and since I started working, you can see like the quantity and the deepness of content on my channel constantly decline to nowadays where it's basically only the podcast. So yeah, having actually content with production value, respect, and a life, and a cat.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, but I mean it. Yay,
compliments for my insanity.
Yeah, I know it's very, very rare to hear a genuine compliment from Max, but it does exist. It's like a unicorn. Speaking of
so
Max,
saith the unicorn.
So saith me, the horse unicorn, the unihorse.
First pony changeling halfling. Thank you very much.
Okay, what? How's that fanfic going?
Yeah.
Hang on, was this a fanfic? What?
No, this is too long of a story for the main show.
No. Summarize it for me. You can't drop an inflation bump like that and not tell me something.
I will give a cliff notes because when Max does it, it'll be a 3-hour-long lecture. So he wanted to write a fanfic about his OC. He started with a prequel fanfic about how the character's parents got together. He sent it to Cloud Cuckoo Country for proofreading.
This was so
epic. Cloud Cuckoo Country basically tore him apart and said it was one of the worst fics he ever read. And Max only did like 1 chapter, 2 chapters.
Oh yeah, 2 chapters.
That's it.
Yeah, and the cover art was supposed to extend, and with each chapter you see an additional character, and the cover art is done.
Oh,
it's done by that one up there.
You should do it. You should finish it.
The problem is, I was around the height in 2016, like having actually a crew of proofreaders and whatnot, and I had all the chapters planned out with the cliffhangers and everything, but by now I forgot all of that. So it would now be, I don't even know from where to where the chapters were going and what happened in the individual chapters, so...
2016
That's the
feels
fun.
like 2016 feels like a century ago.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
2016
was very different.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I wasn't even 20. Okay, so anyways,
Shut up, youngling.
No, it just shows how much has happened within a very short period of years. Okay?
That is true.
But,
100% that is true.
Yeah.
2016, I was in a different country.
Yeah, exactly. 2016, I was like 90 pounds heavier and had a living dad. So, you know, things change. I'm allowed to make that joke. But yes, Max.
Yes.
What's been going on in your week besides puzzling?
I just was about to say, thanks for the spoilers, Baka!
No, the Twitter was
I was about to say, like, my week can basically summed up in 2 pictures. This is picture 1. This is picture 2. So, which especially since it's
an impressive amount given how small those pieces look.
Yeah, we are. This is a 2,000 piece puzzle, and yeah, keep in mind all the easy parts we have finished a long time ago. You know, the ones with anything distinct on them.
Anything with a touch of red.
Or
black.
Yeah, or any color, and yeah, now it's just this green.
Features.
It's just this green. Like you have a little bit of fizzly green for the leaves. You have muddy green for the gravestones. You have you don't even see it here, but it's basically more of muddy green, but with blurry.
I know your pain. That Luna puzzle you encouraged me to buy, it's like 40 shades of red for the background, and the only things I know how to put together is Luna. And even then, her hair is just so many shades of gray. It's so many gradients.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, yeah, that is mostly what I really did for my, like, except for work, obviously.
That's good, because I have a lot to talk about.
Oh, that is good, yeah. So I guess we listen to what you talk about then.
Well, the first thing is that I'm going to show something that happened in my week through a visual.
Oh.
Oh, God. Oh. That's 48 boxes that I hand-packed.
Oh, my.
And I have 41 more to do. Oh, God.
Of what?
Down we go. Cancel. Okay. Now you're probably asking, Chrissy, why are you packing a bunch of boxes?
Chrissy, why are you packing a bunch of boxes?
Because I'm in a living nightmare. No, so great out of context statement from our lovely ferret.
Wait. This can be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Twitter.
I know. There it is. Okay. Bam. Just like this. This should be the. Oh, shit. This should just be the art of the week.
Yeah. Okay, just to explain that, I was talking to him about, I took a picture, which I don't want shown because it showed how much of a bomb shelter my room looked like after packing all those things. That I had to pack all that stuff, and he just says, "You are living a nightmare," and nothing else, and goes offline. I'm like, how do you end a conversation like that? You didn't even say goodnight. Like, what the fuck, man? So I'm like, okay, I'm putting this out of context on Twitter. And it was great, because Wolfhead saw it, and he said at first glance, it looked like he said, "You are a living nightmare." I wish that's what he said, almost, because that would have been funny.
Really not.
But no,
more.
You did not. You did not. Okay, but what's in the boxes? Yes.
Oh, no.
So,
well, you were like, packing and whatnot. I was like, well, you were saying that it looks like a mad person's place? Like
yeah,
the
or
death
a
of a mad person?
who took work home.
And I was like...
And I said, well...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, a mad person, postwoman, yeah. And from... yeah, so you're living a nightmare, but regarding, like... how it must feel to be a postal worker.
I know, but do you know how funny it is to get a message notification that says that? Check my messages, and there's nothing after which, and it says ANY is offline. The last message of the evening is just, "You are living a nightmare." That is so.
It's how I say goodnight.
Okay, sure. But I just love I had like a little notification on my screen, and it just said, "You are living a nightmare." It's like, I don't need a notification for that computer, but thank you. But to explain, earlier this month, like last week, these DA Games and Iris laser necklaces and tags. I hate having the square orientation because I have no idea if it's popping. But they are, there we go. They sold out in like 3 days, and I was the one who ran the project.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I did the graphic design, and, I was the one who talked to the laser art, that's easier, the laser artist for it, which is Igor, My Little Ties, aka a very good boy. The thing was... This was like our first thing of independent merch, and it got mailed to my house, because what are we gonna do? Mail it to England and have Will mail it? No, it would never leave his house. So
don't you have interns or something? I mean, aren't you in a higher position?
I'm
the
just
head
being
of
a dick. Merch.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess, yeah, I know you're being a dick, but still, I mean, you would think, but no. So and people were giving Will shit because he released one of his solo albums recently, and people were getting mad at how much international shipping cost and all this stuff. So I was like, hey, how's this? So that way people can't complain about some things like, where's my order? I'm going to live stream me packing the orders.
Hmm.
I want you to guess how long I streamed yesterday.
I cannot. I must not answer because I have seen how long the stream on your channel is.
You can't. Yeah, you can't guess. Scribbler, I want you to guess how long did I stream yesterday?
You remember the box she just showed you?
Yeah.
3 hours?
4.5. Yeah, I packed 40 individual boxes, which I want people to realize inside of this is a this that I had to, you know, look in an order, open one of these, put them in there, all that stuff, and then make sure that I have all the orders right so I can fill out these things.
Oh yeah,
which
the
tells you.
cam.
Yeah.
Jesus! You have 9,000 views on this and 1,000 likes almost.
Yeah.
This is just.
I mean, it was 4.5 hours. We had a lot of viewers watching it. They were asking questions. Will was there. Maybe people liked me. But yeah, so
It's like
there's these things where I have to tick off what they ordered and then write out what out of what is the design that they have. So I have to keep attention to every individual order. And since these only fit one box at a time, if they ordered one of these and one of these, I had to fill 2 separate. I had to fold so many boxes yesterday. And I still have to do them. Right after this podcast, I'm packing the last 41 orders on my channel.
Oh, this was on Wilt's channel. Oh,
yeah, Will was like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Will was like, hey, we'll stream the first one on DA Games, and then we're going to send them over to your channel for cross-promotion.
Oh, I thought it was on your channel. I didn't even realize it was not on your channel. And, and I know why, because I'm subscribed to both channels.
But yeah, so that was that. And then, what would you usually do after streaming for 4.5 hours? Take a shower, a nap, get some food, play a video game, anything else? Well, after that, I had to record a DA knockout with the DA crew for a video for the channel, which was supposed to be an hour-long recording. It went to 3 hours. And I'm pretty sure everyone lost their mind during the episode. You want to know what game we were playing? We were playing Solitaire. And let me tell you, I've never heard people have mental breakdowns over Solitaire, but when you play it for 3 hours straight and no one wins, people start to get a little bit crazy. But yeah, besides that, it was, usual work. I've been, working on drawings, and I streamed more Pokemon Snap, and I did all sorts of things, and I've been able to increase how much I can do on lat pull downs and stuff. So my muscle gains are actually having results because I was able to increase most of the poundage that I could lift, which is great. Yeah. My week's events are usually condensed to the weekend because that's when everyone decides, hey, Chrissy, we're gonna make you do things. Which of course it is.
Sounds
but yeah.
somewhat like a Saw.
Somewhat like what?
Like a Saw movie. Which
yeah.
you do
everything on the weekend. But yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is actually something that's going to happen in the future.
Future.
I mean, I kind of announced it earlier, but I haven't put up the full details. I'm going to be doing a stream on Saturday where I play the entirety of Pokemon Shield, and all the money raised during the stream is going to go to the Children's Hospital LA. And I actually bought think, $70 worth of Pokemon-based items to give away during the stream. And part of that is out of spite because of this fucking video that's been circulating of these scalpers barging into a Walmart and scooping in Pokemon cards in their carts to upsell them. And so many people fucking tagged me in the video or sent it to me on Discord being like, are you like this? Or look what people are doing. It's like, yes, I know. And I hate it. As someone who collects cards, this is not a good look. And I'm doing it out of spite. And also
can
to
you
help
explain to me why this is going on? Because like I'm not into Pokemon anymore and things like that. Really, what's he got to do with Pokemon cards?
Okay, so there's two factors to it. One is Logan Paul did a video where he was able to like buy a bunch of Pokemon card like these things, which are called Elite Trainer boxes, which have a bunch of packs in them and stuff, and upsell them for a crazy amount of money. And then people started doing copycats of just hoarding items and upselling them. The second reason is quarantine, because a lot of people got back into collecting cards and collecting in general, collecting physical media, collecting a bunch of stuff during the pandemic. And supply shortages and people just realizing, oh, people want to enjoy things. We're going to make it harder for them. So people will go to Targets or Walmarts or, any major retailer that sells those cards and buy up all their stock like the day that they restock the shelves, to the point that Target at first put up a sign saying you can only buy 3 items or 1 item of sports cards, and because people only see the Pokemon card thing. This is for everything. Like, there's been hoardings of, we saw it with PS5s when they came out. They're happening with physical media because anyone who collects DVDs and steelbooks can't, people will buy a bunch of them and upsell them on eBay for like, if a steelbook is going for $40, you will see it for $200 on eBay. And not just Pokemon cards, you also got Yu-Gi-Oh cards, sports cards like, Major League Baseball, NFL, hockey. Don't ask me why. The only cards that aren't being scalped is Magic the Gathering cards. 'Cause cool. But, it's just that kind of thing that you have influencers that have caused a phenomenon in upselling market things or hoarding things for just an uptick in selfishness, which because like fucking one of the things that made my blood boil was that there was a trend happening because this year is Pokemon's 25th anniversary. McDonald's here in America was selling like these Happy Meal boxes that had Pikachu in them, and there were these special cards that only came in Happy Meals. So fucking people would go to McDonald's and buy like 40 Happy Meals or 100 Happy Meals with the card. By the way, if people don't notice, you can buy the toys or cards separately. You don't have to buy the fucking food. And a bunch of YouTubers would open them up and everything, even though there's only 5 unique cards in these packs, and then they would throw away the food. That makes me so fucking angry. I'm sorry, angry meat does not appear often on this show, like genuine anger, but if you waste food and you ruin children's fun, you are an asshole. Like, there's so much, like, if people were like this when the first set of Pokemon cards came out in the 90s, it would, like, adults and people who only care about the bottom dollar can't put themselves in the shoes of other people or even what their past selves would have felt like. Because their automatic feeling would have been like, oh, it's okay. I would have been fine with it. I would have understood. No, you wouldn't. If you're on the other side, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, sure, that's the hustle, bro. No, you fucking wouldn't. You would be like, why is this happening to me? Exactly.
You would have been hurt feelings and discouraged and
exactly.
Oh, God.
So that's why, like, I already do my own initiative that if I go out to buy cards for myself to do collecting, I always buy like 3 extra packets, save it, and then on Christmas I'm going to donate them to children's hospitals. because children like, you know, toys and card games. Children's Hospital LA specifically has an adolescent and autism unit, which, you know, card games, especially ones that have rules and stuff, are good for people who have hyper focus and hyper fixation. So it is a good thing for people who are on the ASD spectrum. And I'm also doing this and giving away unopened cards that I have from my own collection, because you know what? I'd rather people spend money to help people who need it and get something in return than anything I would collect out of these fucking packs. Because I'm not a goddamn selfish monster. I just like collecting cards with monsters on them. So fuck you, scalpers. You ruin everyone's fun and you make all of us look bad. So yeah, on Saturday I'm going to be streaming Pokemon.
You heard it here first.
I think people in the audience are slightly concerned because I made direct eye contact with the webcam most of this entire conversation, and I never look at the webcam. Anti-frame is a saint. Oh, shut up. But yeah, so let's go to a lighter fare, please. Media.
Media. Who wants to go first?
I think maybe Keyframe needs to let off some steam, maybe? Something
Actually,
more positive than Pokemon cards.
It's so sad because I have so many pretty Pokemon cards. But yes, let me talk about my media is actually a really positive thing. So
Oh my.
Chrissy coming in with the documentaries, everyone's favorite topic for me to talk about.
Yay!
Also, just to show a little bit of wholesomeness before we go, here's a very cute Pokemon card of Ash and Pikachu. This is my favorite Pokemon card I own, and I own a base set 1 holo Charizard, but this beats it because it's fucking cute. Anyway.
We'll need more cute.
We do need more cute. We need more Eevees.
Let's see.
But
Disney Plus channel.
Will
I have to blur this out?
No, so I actually want to talk about a new series I found this week called Inside Pixar. Now, most people would probably think this is like the other documentary films Pixar has had where they talk about the creative process of a film or, you know, the studio in general. This one is hyper personal. Each episode is actually about one crew member that works at Pixar. And it's about their different experiences, how they tell their life stories through what they do in the production studio and everything. And I feel like you get a higher appreciation for the films and creations they make, knowing their personal story to it. Because I've said this before in streams and stuff about content creation, but with animated films, it's so hyper personal that I think people don't realize it. I think we live in such a media consuming society, we kind of forget how things are made, especially in animation, that these things are made from someone's mind, someone's story. Everything has to be made from the ground up, and that usually comes from a place of life experience. And we are experiencing, at some extent, the life experiences of other people when we watch the things that they create. And I think getting more in depth into their life experiences heightens that. And I've watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm going to talk about them backwards, and I'm going to be brief, which actually is another great thing about the show. Each episode is only 9 to 12 minutes. So you're not watching a full hour-long documentary with each one. It's very bite-sized, good for people with short attention spans. But the 3rd episode is actually about the director of the Spark short Out, which I think I've talked about on the show before. Which is about this man who is scared to come out to his parents and his soul switches with his dog. It's like a gay little Twilight Zone. That's not my description. That's the director's description of the short. And the documentary of him actually talks about how he grew up in a small town in Canada as a closeted gay man, and how working in animation and stuff helped him express himself, and the fears of coming out, and the universal story of being closeted. And it's really fascinating. And then you have the second story, which is from a woman who is the main character art director at Pixar, who did stuff like, you know, designed Edna Mode's clothes for Incredibles 2, did the character design for some stuff in Toy Story 3, you know, a bunch of different things. Not Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4. And she talked about being a woman in the animation industry, which, while you notice that more women are fairly creative statistically, it's just how the brain works. Women literally can see more colors than men can, like more separate hues and values. The animation industry and the filmmaking industry is very male dominated. And it's actually a recent occurrence that we have so many female showrunners and like higher up roles in animation. And she actually talked about an experience when she started working at Pixar. She dresses very feminine. She likes dressing in vintage women clothing. And she was like, should I tone that back? Because, you know, I'm kind of like a token woman here. And she was like, no, I'm going to embrace my femininity and be who I am. And that made her feel good. And she also just talks about wanting to experience the world, and not everything she makes has to be perfect, and getting yourself out of your comfort zone and trying different mediums and being more observant of your surroundings, and that makes you a better artist. And the last one, which is the first episode, I think if you're still on the fence about the show, you don't have to watch the entire series. But I really, really insist that you watch the first episode, which is about Kemp Powers, who is the co-director of Soul. And it's it actually hit, of the 3 episodes I've watched so far, it hit the biggest note with me. Not in a way of relation, because obviously he's talking about the Black experience. I am the exact opposite of Black. But it's him talking about how he jumped into the production of Soul, because Soul was already in production, and having to make the characters feel more real, and stating things he wanted to add to the movie to add more of the Black experience into the movie. And like the biggest thing is the barbershop scene in Soul. If you've seen Soul, there is a scene where the main character gets a haircut, and he was just like, as my experience as a Black guy, the barbershop is one of those quintessential places where you can experience the Black community. And he was just like, that scene is so important to me. And he talks about, you know, you can ask, this is a quote from him, you can ask 20 different Black people their experiences of being Black, and you'll get 20 different answers. And it's so hard to make a story that's universal, but also personal and feel represented. And, you know, he was just, I feel like we sometimes see so many people asking, why does representation matter? And I think that's him talking about it, you actually realize how people must feel seeing people like them on the screen, and seeing what their culture is and how they are, whether it be physical attributes or, you know, societal attributes, be represented and with such care. I mean, he was saying how he felt so like emotional seeing Black hair and Black hair textures being rendered in animation. And I think if you are part of the Black experience, and if you're not, you should watch this, because I think it makes you understand why it's so important. And it's definitely something that makes you think. And I know I say this about every fucking documentary thing I talk about. I know non-fictional content and documentaries are not for everyone, but this is short, this is bite-sized, and I know a lot of people watching this consume Pixar and animated media. I think you actually will appreciate the animated media you watch if you watch this series.
And it's on Disney Plus, I assume, given that there's a
Of course it is.
Okay.
It says it right there.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus. There's 20 episodes. Again, they range from 9 minutes to 12 minutes. So you're not like dedicating a huge amount of time to it. I think the only people who wouldn't like it are people who refuse to watch non-fictional media. And to me, this is another example of there is more stuff to watch on Disney Plus than The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I love The Mandalorian. Yeah, I love The Mandalorian and the Disney library, but I feel like people should expand their horizons and stuff. There's a lot of content on Disney Plus that is like this, that is bite-sized and is so fascinating because we never get such a personal look at the people who make it. We always see the behind-the-scenes featurettes about the whole process, but never just the individuals. And I really like that as someone who does animation and who is a creator, to just see someone who may just be one name in the credit or a cog in the machine get their moment to shine and talk about their experience and how they express it through the work that they make and we watch. I'm sorry that was long, but this is a subject that means a lot to me.
I didn't notice.
Haha.
Ah.
So yeah, that's my media. Inside Pixar. Go watch it and tell me how you liked it.
So I guess to allow our guest a little bit of word in there, do you want to go next, Scribbler?
I mean, I can if you want.
No, you had your shot. Now I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but yeah, what is your media? What have you brought for us this week?
Right, my media. Interesting question, because I couldn't decide between several things. So is it okay if I do like a whistle-stop tour of a couple?
I guess you cannot do worse than me back then when I...
Well, it's because, like, I have the stuff that I really enjoy watching, and then there's one thing that I was in this week that I think other people will probably enjoy more than the shit that I watch, because I'm like Chrissy, that I love documentaries for fun.
But yeah, shoot, and if you have visual aids, just drop them in the Twitch chat. I can pick them up from there. Discord chat.
Well, one of the things is that I was having I call them bad brain days. And that is like my mental health vacillates quite a lot. Because I suffer from clinical depression, and it's been good for a while. And then just this last week, things IRL got really, really stressy, and my mental health went, well, you can have a bad brain day, but it's going to be like 4 days long. And I tend to retreat into media that I've watched before, but I find intensely comforting. And it's bizarre, some of the stuff that I do find really comforting. And there's a documentary series from 2001 that I really super duper enjoy. I'm just putting the link in the Discord for you. There we go.
There we go. Yep.
And it's something called What the Victorians Did for Us. And it's one of a series of it's like 3 different shows run by a chap called Adam Hart Davis, who is a historian in Britain. And he made this particular series back in 2001. And it's a whistle-stop tour of 8 episodes just telling you interesting facts about Victorian Britain and the ways that it affected modern society and just the way that things are today. And even though the series was made in 2001, it's still really relevant. And he is one of those people whom he's so sincere in his love of his subject that he is so very, very into what he talks about that you can't help but be into it with him. And I can't get over the sincerity of how much he just truly loves what he's talking about, to the point where it crosses the line and it can be a bit cringe by modern standards. But I find intense comfort from that pure, unadulterated love of what he's talking about. And he did 2 other series. One's called What the Tudors Did for Us, and one's called What the Romans Did for Us. And I haven't watched the Roman one yet, and I need to at some point. But the Tudor one is equally good. He dresses up as Henry VIII for a simple 5-second visual gag of him not liking what Anne of Cleves really looked like.
He is committed.
That kind of thing.
He commits.
He very much is, and that's what brings me joy. But I'm aware not everybody would find this kind of thing as interesting and as comforting as I do. So the other thing that I just wanted to talk about, which I've watched far more times than I probably should have at this week,
yes,
is this something that I was in, and it's the 2nd episode of Princess Trixie Sparkle 2 on Magpie Pony's channel. And yeah, I have watched this thing be created from inception to release, and I got to play possibly my favorite role ever. She has a proper name. Her name is Lavender Fritter, but we all just call her Karen Pony. Because that's what she is. She's a southern Karen Pony. And I had so much fun playing her. And I didn't know what the rest of the episode was going to be like. So when I finally got to watch it on Monday, because Magpie got us together for the VA crew to watch this, it was so much fun. And I had so much fun watching the visual gags in this and just enjoying watching something. I very, very rarely enjoy my own performances and things, but this one just had such joy in it that most people probably already know about Princess Trixie Sparkle.
Can we get a taste of Karen Pony?
Oh, God. Yeah. She has one scene and she just spends it all being like really racist to this dragon character.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I don't know what I have trouble finding.
Right, I'm going to scare the cat now with his voice. A dragon? Here in Appaloosa? Well, you better just move your mosey on horse after this.
Oh my lord, that's
exactly
awful. I love it.
There she was. That was her.
Ah.
There she goes, little racist Karen Pony. But I loved playing her because she was so awful, and I would just devolve into random noises on my recordings, and I had so much fun. So that's the one I want to bring as my media. That probably people will enjoy more than my comfort media of a documentary.
Which is fair.
So what about you, Max?
What about me, indeed? So my media is something that I picked back up. It's a show I very much loved back in the day, and I picked up again.
We're
and
going with
wow,
nostalgic.
I found a trailer which has so low resolution. Jesus. I haven't seen 144p. This is amazingly low resolution. Wow. I'm impressed. I want to have
if this gets the content ID, I'm going to be impressed.
I know, right? I don't even need to put a blur filter over this. No, Leverage. It's it's a show. I believe it actually has gotten a very decent following. I'm not sure how well it did back in the time when it was actually on, but
it did okay. Yeah. It didn't get as much traction as Castle and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. However, it is about to get a certain revival, with a lot of members of the old crew coming actually back for this show. So, which is why I'm like
Redemption, right?
I believe so. I don't know anything about Redemption except for that it exists and that it is upcoming, and I will probably not be able to catch up to the show itself until it comes out. So I have to figure out what I do then. Do I risk? Because I'm also not. I could swear that I watched it all the way, which was available back then. I believe there were 5 seasons, right? I might have watched all 5 seasons, but it has been years because it was
5 seasons, 77-ish episodes, and apparently this new revival is only going to have 8.
Yeah, I believe I watched it before I moved to Berlin, so as a point of reference, how long ago I watched it.
Oh, that's a while ago.
I know, right? So, but yeah, what is this show about? Besides me gushing over the fact that it's a nostalgic show. Ooh, this doesn't get us very far. No, the idea of Leverage is that you basically follow an Ocean 11-esque modern Robin Hood kind of crew of criminals, semi-criminals, criminals with a heart of gold, so to speak. Basically drawn together in the first episode by the mastermind, Nathan, who is, he was basically the super agent, for an insurance company who was in the past hunting basically all the other ones who are legit criminals, like a hacker, a hitter, a grifter, a thief. And but then he got burned by his own company. Like, he works for an insurance company, and then his son got sick, and they refused to pay for the treatment, and so his son died. And he turned into a broken man, an alcoholic, and then he gets, in the first episode, so minor spoilers, but it's still kind of part of the setup of the show, he gets wrapped up in a job where he just a one-off job where he gets hired as the mastermind. I mean, obviously they don't label him as that in the show. This is only for promotional stuff. But yeah, and he gets put together. He gets put in charge of this team of other lone wolves that all have been hired by the same dude. And well, they're all specialists, like well, like it says, like the hacker is basically the very the generic hacker guy. Like, he is on computers and he's all techie, and he provides them with earpieces which are super high tech and what you would expect. The hitter, a very fun one. He is basically the melee guy. He is like, you put him in a room with 20 people with guns, and he goes in without guns and KOs everybody. This kind of, they go over the top. You have to add to it. They play with realism. They are mostly a show based in realism, like it's our world, but they take certain what do you take them? Certain
liberties.
Yeah, exactly. Liberties with like it is reality plus, so to say. So the hacker can do things hacking wise that are kind of grounded in reality, but it's like a single person could not do this in this time with this graphical quality.
Is it like that one Mission Impossible movie we watched where the stuff was ridiculous, but they had a little bit of reality to it?
Probably. And
like when they were going down the rope wearing a glove so they don't burn their hands.
Yeah, this kind of stuff. So they are they are not really supernatural, but it's clearly fantasy. Like, what they can do, how they do it, and it is beautiful.
It's low sci-fi. That's what it is.
Whatever you want to call it, it's fiction. That's what it is. It's fiction. But to maybe give a point of reference with something more modern that people might have come across, we also recently watched The Great Pretender on Netflix, and I had a little bit of an feeling about it. It was like I saw where it was going. I believe it must have had people from the Cowboy Bebop crew, because it has a strong Cowboy Bebop vibe, but without the snappiness of it, without the rhythm of it.
Without the bee-boop.
Exactly. And the characters are also a little bit more flat and stuff like this. Oh yeah. Fucking security camera.
Stuff like super video editing for security camera footage.
You see a guy walking in, like, the footage, and then he just clicks a button, and you see a grid appearing across around the arm. The arm just gets bent up by 90 degrees and holds a pistol now, and the footage keeps playing. And he does this in seconds on a laptop.
Americans will understand it. It was a very TNT show. Every show on the channel TNT is like Leverage. Stupid.
But the thing is, The Big Pretender, animation-wise nice and everything, but I did not get hooked on The Big Pretender, and I didn't care about a second season coming out. I was like, it's competent.
You care about Leverage.
It looks like, yes, because I would say that Leverage has kind of the same setup, like with this bunch of modern criminals with a heart of gold who actually do help people and do good, but outside of the law. But with but Leverage has heart. The characters feel more not wholesome, but they feel more crafted out, more likable, more individual, while I have fleshed out, thank you. While the characters in Big Pretender feel kind of bland and one-dimensional at times.
It's almost like the Big Pretender had one season of like 10 episodes, and Leverage had 5 seasons of 77
but
episodes.
we only are 6 episodes in, and I'm loving every single episode so much more than anything from Pretender, because from the first episode in,
I know,
the
I'm being a
characters.
dick.
I use it to explain. Like from the first episode in, you learn more and more about those individual characters, and it's also this kind of like lost family or found family kind of thing, because they become more than a crew. They really care about each other, and
Did you ever play the role-playing game?
The role-playing game?
There's a leverage role-playing game.
I can see this.
Like a pen and paper role-playing game.
I see this be a thing. I mean, it perfectly fits to it. You have the characters, you have the classes, like right there on screen. You just need to read it.
Yeah, I played it. I played it before in high school. It was fun.
I believe so. It perfectly lends it to it. Played with the right people. But
who do you think would like this show, and who do you think won't?
Good question. So who would like it? It's a fun show. It's a crime show. It has some kind of Ocean's 11 Robin Hood vibe to it, but in the modern age minus a decade, because it's an older show. So if this sounds already interesting to you, that is the first good selling point. Again, the characters, it has a small core crew, but they're all fleshed out. They're all very distinct. It's a funny show. It's a damn funny show at that. If any of this thing sounds good, check it out. Who would not like it? Potentially people who are not for this kind of for this little bit of taking liberties with what's realistic and whatnot, because they are playful with it. They like going over the top in certain
something
things.
That's loose with logic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it follows its own consistent logic within the universe, but
that logic in and of itself is kind of kooky.
Yeah. And if you look too close, you can find moments where they're actually not too bad in regards of loopholes. It's more a matter of suspension of disbelief, but sometimes it gets so ludicrous. I mean, basically everything that happens is kind of a Senator's Gambit. Senator's Gambit, is that the term? From Senators from Gargoyles, that basically anything that happens, no matter how it going wrong, it seems to be still serves the overall plan of the mastermind. It kind of has this thing like, anything can be fucked up, and still at the end of the day, Nathan managed to bend it around that it still fits into his plan. So it gets ridiculous in this regard, but it does it tongue-in-cheek. And it's funny and it's self-aware. And but if you don't like that, then it might not be your show. If you don't like a show where you follow technically criminals, not your show.
If you don't want to watch a show that has an actual criminal playing the main character.
Really?
Timothy Hutton's got arrested for not a good thing.
Oh.
That's why he's not going to be in the new show.
Oh, dear.
We're just going to leave it at that, but I hope you didn't like the main character, because he's not going to be in the new show.
Welp.
Oh, dear.
Yep, let's not go down that.
Let's just go back.
Yes.
Let's just go back to 2008 and enjoy it for what it is.
Exactly. Fantastic show. I mean, yeah. Let's leave it at that. I personally love it. I'm enjoying rewatching it.
Oh, I love this show. This show is so stupid. It's one of my favorite shows from back in the day.
But
that and The Mentalist. But Odie was talking about The Mentalist in the chat.
Oh,
but... The Mentalist and Psych.
Yeah, shows. You see, Psych I also watched.
Late 2000s was just really good.
Oh, you're cutting out there hard, Scribbler. You're cutting out hard.
You may need to repeat that.
Yes.
Okay, am I back now?
Yes, so the late 2000s...
Say what you said again. The late 2000s.
The late 2000s was just really good for quality television.
Yeah?
I think in terms of, like, what was available then. Right up until the writer's strike.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like... until the writer's strike.
So many good shows. I will forever mourn Symbiotic Titan and Women's Murder Club. Symbiotic Titan, killed off because there was not a toy line. Women's Murder Club, killed off because of the writer's strike. I mourn both of those shows to this day.
It was it's a miracle that some shows survived, because I remembered that The Daily Show, it was only Jon Stewart for a long period of time because everyone who worked on it was on the writer's strike. Which is like, oh god, that's not a fun job to have now, is it?
Nope.
But no, the late 2000s, such good shows. Just shows that just were like, I don't think they would, I don't think they would air today, not because of problematic content, because of like...
Or problematic stars.
We're not getting back into that. It was I can make the off-color joke, because I am just off-color.
Yeah, I was just thinking House of Cards came out around that time.
No! No, don't! God damn it! Stop ruining shows.
But here's the difference with what's his name? Damn it,
Kevin Spacey.
Yes, Spacey. He
who shall not be named.
Yeah, but he also always played the creepiest of the creeps, and it was like this, like, oh shit, he's
typecasting.
He is, yeah. But it was also like, oh, that's why he was so good. He was
playing what he knew.
Exactly. That's why he is so good. He is a fucking creep IRL. But
I'm not.
I'm
not
Paul
surprised.
Rudd always
I'm
plays nice
disappointed.
people.
But Nathan is not a creep as a character. He's just a fun, snarky asshole character. And once again, not sure what he did. But
Apparently
whatever.
a third part of that survived.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I just. You know what? But what I was going to say, to spin this back into a positive light,
good luck with that.
The late 2000s had shows that just had concepts that I don't think people would greenlight today, because they play it really safe nowadays. Not in that, we could get canceled, just in, this doesn't sound like something that could be wide marketed. I don't think Scrubs could have been greenlit today.
True Blood. True Blood would not be done today.
I don't think True Blood. I don't think Castle. I don't think Leverage.
Medium.
A Medium, Psych. I don't think any of those kind of shows would be greenlit today, because they are such, a lot of them either subverse the thing that they're in, or they're being goofy with it. And a lot of shows these days, like the CW era of shows, you have to play it completely straight, or you have to be some kind of carbon copy of the other, that kind of thing. So that's why this was a fun time. We could just sit down in the fun time of the U.S. housing crisis watching Leverage. Like, I think I could be happy with that.
I thought you were turning this into a positive thing! And you brought it back to the darkest possible thing.
She literally can't. It is physically impossible for her to let something stand like this while she's on camera without giving it a dark or macabre spin. I guess that's why you guys are so good friends, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, okay, fine. You know what? Let's just go back to the late 2000s and enjoy this.
Or to the art of the week.
Yeah, and to the art of the week. You know what? We can blame everything that has happened with television on Max, because he's saying that's for the future.
Yeah, what was it about? It was something it was even last episode, wasn't it?
Because I said, like, a lot of I think we just said that a lot of bad things are because of you, that you just start stepping up, you leave your house to step on butterflies, so bad things can happen in the future.
Oh, wow!
This is... Okay, if this is gonna be the crime against Keyframe hour, look, Max hates it when I compliment him or say anything nice about him. He gets all deflecty. So I decided, look, fine, then I'll give you insults instead. Yeah. And now I look like the asshole.
Yeah, but it made great fan art, so...
Yeah, it did.
So yeah,
thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Flynn, for this fun, image visualization of one of our shenanigans from the last show. And with that...
Right. It's good to have some context for that image, because I was wondering. Like, just staring at this thing and going, I hope there's a story behind that.
There is no story. Max hates butterflies.
Exactly. And the future.
That's why he hated Fluttershy.
That's just because she was a wimp.
I mean, it was. She was a wimp that used emotional manipulation. Wait.
Yep,
Every pony analyst thing from 2015. Anyways.
Q&A.
So, do we have anything on the Twitter?
We do have stuff on the Twitter. Let's start with the easy one, which would be J-Rock. Would you rather spend a day as a cat or as a dog? I believe we kind of already answered this one earlier, didn't we?
We did. Be fast. I want to be a dog.
Because?
Same.
I want to be a dog because dogs are adorable and they get love, and you do not love a person as much as you can just unconditionally love a dog. So you know what? If I was a cute puppy and I walked up to you, you're not gonna be like, "Oh, why are you in my personal space?" It'd be like, "Oh, look at that puppy," and I would be just a cute beagle with big floppy ears.
Same with cats.
And I would be a beagle that would just sit. Probably at an amusement park, and then a random lady will come up to me and pet me, and it'll be the best day of my life. And what?
You've thought about this a lot, haven't you?
No,
I'm just imagining the POV of those beagles that me and Max saw at Fantasialand that I went over to pet.
Aww.
She just tries to imagine that it was just as much of a highlight for the beagles as it was for her personally.
Every dog likes to be loved. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's all a conspiracy.
Dogs they exist so purely in the moment that everything is the best thing ever because every moment is the best moment for a dog.
Okay,
that's why you want to be a dog.
Yeah, that's why I want to be a dog. I don't like being judgmental, and that's what cats tend to be. I love Milo, my new cat, but I am aware that he is judging me 24/7.
Yeah, but I am judgmental, therefore cat. I like that cats have more facial expressions than dog. I do facial expressions. I like that I can just claw at people in one moment and the next come back scratch me behind my ear. Because, if a dog does this,
you want to be able to get loved and draw blood at the same time?
Yes.
I didn't think you were going to say ear then, because you started saying something with a B, and I thought you were going to say scratch me on my butt.
I mean, also that. Please go ahead. Here.
Would you be allergic to yourself? Because you're allergic to cats IRL.
That is a good question.
If you transform into a cat right now, would you be allergic to yourself?
No, I would be allergic to humans. No! My plan falls apart. Who is going to scratch me?
Yeah, your plan backfired. You would just be a feral cat at that point.
I can work with that too.
Good question, J-Rog. You're always great. So let's see.
Next question. Yeah, what does the Discord have?
I actually like this one from War Rum Lit. Is this okay, so I'm guessing this is the German word for plotting.
No, not even close. Warum liegt hier Stroh? Warum liegt hier Stroh is, interestingly enough, given that this has been asked from our resident 14-year-old German lesbian, this is a line from a porn, a straight porn.
What?
Admittedly, this line, and to this day, I haven't found. I have looked multiple times for the porn itself. The thing is, the porn starts with a woman in lingerie just coming down with a guy who is basically wearing a black ski mask and everything into the basement. It's like, okay, all in German, of course. She just comes in her lingerie and high heels and everything. Okay, and here's a breaker box, and he is like, okay, warum liegt hier? Why is there straw on the floor? And she's like, hey, why are you wearing a mask? And he's like, do you want to blow me? And she's like, okay. And then
I know this porn! I know this porn! Okay, context to why I know this. This was on a fucking subreddit where it was like, what's the funniest porn moments you've ever seen? And it was one of them. And I think another German one was replied.
Did it actually continue after this line?
Yeah!
Okay, because here's the thing. Here's the thing, because I only knew this clip and then it cuts off before you see anything. And it's in so bad quality, recording-wise, with a home cam and echoing basement and everything, that when I first saw it, I was like, okay, it's a spoof that pretends to be a porn. And then people were like, no, this is the actual opening of a porn.
Yes. let me and then right under in the replies there was this one porn that involves Germans, and then suddenly a bunch of firemen with one of
Achtung,
those,
Alarm! Yep,
Yes!
those two came in tandem. Those are from the early days of the internet. I had both those clips.
We talked about the
on
we
my
talked
hard
about the
drive.
specific Reddit reply thing on the podcast before.
Could be.
And
Because
it
yeah,
just
I know
gets better
those.
with age.
Yeah, I know those two clips for like 20 years, and apparently both are from porns, but I don't know them anything porn happening in them because I only know
but anyways,
Yeah. The
this
question.
still doesn't answer the question of why. You know what, Leave? I'm just going to put that in the air. But anyways,
Warum liegt hier Stroh?
With
Asks.
little parentheses saying plotting. Why is there straw on the floor? I'm plotting. Says, what is a type of video or on YouTube or elsewhere that you find endlessly annoying and absolutely hate?
Oh.
So there's this one clip of this guy going down to fix a fuse box. No, I love that video. Scribbler, what's a type of video, I guess genre video or something that you just find endlessly annoying? It is your pet peeve content that you just are like, no, get this out of my recommended. Shoo.
Anything to do with the Logan Paul and whatever the Logan Paul brother bastards.
The Paul brothers.
Okay,
Yeah, whatever. The people who apparently have a first name as a surname and they're all idiots. Them.
Yeah,
They have absurd amounts of money for being idiots.
Yeah. You don't
What's
even need to
culture?
elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Everybody understands.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Get that shit out of my recommendations.
Yeah. What about you, Max? What's yours? I know that you could come up with something.
Oh, I can. Let's give one IRL and internet, because those are separate things. No, internet, I would probably say unedited reaction videos, like the ones where it's really just copyright infringement with a person sitting there and being, but in one corner you have a person silently watching it, and then you have the whatever they log play out in its entirety, and it basically does not fulfill fair use, because for fair use there needs to be I'm bad
There's
with
a
words.
transformative.
Transformative. It needs to be transformative.
Yeah, there needs to be transformative commentary, parody.
Exactly, and you have
all
those
that kind of
people who are just like,
There's a great Jax Films video where he reacts to someone who was reacting to a Jax Films video because the guy was just sitting there silently watching YGS 100. Yeah, that is idiotic content.
And on outside of the internet, I would say it's an old pet peeve. I don't watch enough television nowadays to have a new pet peeve, but my old pet peeve was just all this reality TV stuff, which is like this badly shot, kind of scripted, but kind of just pretending to be real people. And
like the Real World and shit.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know what the German equivalent, but when MTV started not putting on music videos, the big thing was the Real World.
Yeah, I assume
all these
it's
people
this
in a
kind of
house.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that kind of stuff, like, especially since they usually go for the most primitive people, and it's just like, I understand that it's brain off content, like when you just want to switch your brain off and have something go
when your chin tucks into your neck and you get that, and it's just like, I don't care.
Exactly, but even in that regard, there is still something with more value to it out there, and this is just like that this has gotten that much momentum as an industry bothers me.
Yeah, let's see.
You know that the rise of reality TV like that, to bring it back to something we were mentioning earlier, went back to the writers' strike.
Oh, really? Because
I
know it
was
since the 90s.
cheap, unscripted television.
Maybe the rise, but
Well,
I hated it since the 90s.
The rise of it definitely came because of the writer's strike.
Blame so many things on that writer's strike.
Funny thing.
Real World was also the late 90s.
Funny thing, I wouldn't know, because when was the writer's strike? I believe
2008, I think.
Yeah, I already had stopped watching TV at this point in time, so I wouldn't know if it got worse on TV after that.
Jesus, there are more writer's strikes than I thought there were.
I mean,
there was one in 1988.
Writer's strike.
Yeah. There. Yeah, 2007.
Yeah. But
right, okay.
You do notice an uptick in the late 2000s of like Kardashians and Jersey Shores and blah 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 blah. That
All the stuff that didn't require a lot of pre-planning.
Yeah. But then again, the writer's strike was also in America. But we have a lot of dubbed American TV shows, so I guess a gap in production over there should also trickle down over to us. So maybe there was one in Germany too.
There's also the fact that a lot of foreign countries make their own versions of American American television.
Also
I mean, hell, there is a Korean version of Leverage, and it is awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyways,
your pet peeve.
Yeah, for me, IRL one. Because I need to think a little bit more about my internet one.
Okay.
IRL is also reality TV, but specifically reality TV that focuses on people with either addictions or mental health problems.
Oh, yeah.
So the Hoarders, the My Strange Addictions, the My 600-Pound Life, shit like that. I don't like it on an ethical level because all these things have roots in some kind of addictive personality or mental deterioration.
And exploiting that.
And exploiting it because people look at people who hoard and just think that they're crazy people, but usually they are tied. And sometimes the shows will touch upon it, but it's so fucking surface level that it's usually based off a tragedy, or they collect a certain item, or they don't throw things away because they have attachment problems because they've suffered a great loss, or they have a very they have long untreated OCD or something like that. And then there's also shows like Intervention, which just broadcasts someone's addiction and their family trying to help them. But it's just so surface level. I also fucking hate The Biggest Loser. Fuck The Biggest Loser.
But I feel good about not knowing it.
The Biggest Loser is this fucking reality competition show where they get these morbidly obese people and they get these celebrity trainers and see who can lose the most weight the fastest with like these almost boot camp level exercise regimens and health food regimens, and they'll be like, oh, look at these success stories, they lost like 200 pounds or 100 pounds. And then you go a few years in the future, and unless these people got surgery to help, regraft their skin or gastric bypass or something like that, these people gain their weight back because these things just glorify these crash diets and these regimens that are not part of a healthy lifestyle because you can't keep up that stuff because you're not training all the time. I fucking hate that show with a goddamn passion, and I hate it more now as I am someone who got fitter and lost weight myself. So yeah, I hate those kind of shows. Fuck those. Yeah. Internet, I really hate like fucking tea spill. No, I just don't like beauty channels. No. I don't. It's not that I dislike beauty channels for the genre of putting on makeup and makeup tutorials and the visual art of makeup. I respect that. I love makeup artistry. I follow a lot of people that do monster makeup and stuff. I just don't like these fucking people that are the makeup community, that are the ones that are the faces of the community, that are just constantly in some kind of drama or controversy, thinking that they are above all law and reason. Like, fuck off, you're clogging my feed, and every tea channel and drama channel is talking about you. Get off of trending. Can we just... I just want to know how to put on gray makeup for a fucking elf cosplay. I don't need your goddamn drama.
Fair.
Yeah, but there you go. That's mine. There's a lot of angry Chrissy today. And it's weird because I'm in a very... It's weird because I'm in a very good mood. I've had a good few days. What's happening?
Catharsis, that's what it is. You're getting it all out, and that's why you're in a good mood.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like scream therapy.
Twitter.
This is why people voted... Yeah, go to Twitter. This is why people voted me the chaotic one, apparently. Today's an episode example.
Here's a tricky one. So, Death Alchemist posted 3 questions. They're all not bad, but it's 3, which is like a bit of oversaturation there.
Okay, let me go on Twitter and I'll
maybe we can speed run the first two.
Yeah, speed run the first two.
First two. Do you all have a favorite book?
Brother Cat, Brother Man by Zoe Halliday.
A little of explanation to genre and what to expect. Elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch.
This has been my favorite book since I was 16, and it's my standard one that I say when people ask me about my favorite book, because the themes in it are so universal that it doesn't even matter that it was written and set in 90s London. It is all about a small boy of, I think he's 14 years old, and he's psychic. And it's all about how, if a real world person did turn out to have actual psychic powers, how it would not go the way that everybody thinks it would, because reality kind of sucks. And this kid has to go on a school field trip to Bodmin Moor, where he meets the Beast of Bodmin Moor, which is an escaped wildcat from circus, and how he has to navigate being a 14-year-old boy whom everybody thinks is odd, while also trying to rescue this wildcat from starving to death on Bodmin Moor.
Okay,
That's an interesting read. Yeah. The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. It's a non-fiction book about Henrietta Lacks, which has her cells being collected back in the 50s, and the fact that we use those cells today, and it was the cells that were used to discover polio, because her cells are basically immortal. And the book goes into discussing what reparations her family should get, because they've never gotten reparations for all the money that her cells have made. It is a very good nonfiction book that goes more into the ethics of everything, and as well as the science. So, yeah, it's a good biography. Well, biography nonfiction.
And I guess I will go with Starside, which is kind of the first one of a trilogy, sci-fi books by Brandon Sanderson. I might have to revise this at some point when the third and final part of the trilogy finally drops. It's just very sci-fi. You follow. It's a little bit of a coming of age story. I believe the protagonist is late teens, becoming a fighter pilot for the humans who are forced underground and are held at bay by some kind of aliens who are just bombarding them from the sky whenever they poke their noses out. And it's a Brandon Sanderson, just in general, fantastic writer and very experienced writer, and it's just a very smooth, great sci-fi story that I would recommend. I talked about it on the show before, so look for Skyward somewhere in the backlog of 170 plus episodes.
Honorable mention to the Percy Jackson series.
Yeah.
I love the Percy Jackson series. Anyways, go on.
That was my answer.
No. I was talking about the other questions.
Oh, the next question. The next lightning round. Any fan fiction recommendations? Scribbler just died because too many. She will never be able to pick.
Too many. I wrote a fanfiction podcast, and the last time I got chosen to pick a story, it took us 10 minutes because I had like 10 I wanted to do.
Jesus.
Abort.
Okay, pick just one off the top of your head.
A Mighty Demon Slayer, Grimson Ponies by D.G.D. Davidson.
Okay.
It's my absolute favorite MLP fanfic of all time.
What genre is it?
Slice of life in the present day moments, and in previous moments, borderline grimdark. It blends G1 with G4, and it is the best representation I've ever seen of how G1 and G4 can possibly exist in the same universe, even with all the logistics of G1 was all female ponies.
Okay, cool. Mine would be, as a one-shot, Changeling Queen by Wanderer D. One of the best one-shots I've ever read. And I also did an audio play of it, which is one of the most popular videos on my channel.
I'm sure he'll be very happy to hear that, because he loves that.
Wait, he does?
Who?
Yeah, I did a panel with him at the last BronyCon, and we talked about it.
Who does? Sorry?
The author of the book liked my audio play? That
Wanderer
makes me
D
so
is
happy.
such an utter sweetheart. Like, you should really, like, just message him. He's so nice.
Oh, I played a random
That's-
doctor in this one too.
Yeah, no, you didn't play a dot. You didn't play a dot. I guess you played a changeling doctor.
Physician,
Yes.
yeah, physician to the
Yeah,
queen.
yeah. But both of these people were actually in it because you were a changeling doctor, and I think you were you Applejack or you were Applejack in it, weren't you?
I think so. This was quite a lot of years ago.
Yeah, I think you were Applejack in it. And man, that my potato computer back then had a fun time rendering that out because it's like 45 minutes. I gotta do more audio plays. They're so fun to do.
And-
But yeah,
Allegressa went.
Night Wars.
And I guess this leaves me.
Fun.
It's also a good one. But yeah, I guess this leaves me. Due to the fun fact, I don't recall reading any fan fiction that is not MLP. And since you two already mentioned MLP fanfiction, and since Scribbler is our guest this week, I guess it's absolutely fair for me to also mention an MLP fanfiction.
Griffin the Griffin.
We still need to do this thing with Emerald. We still need to, yeah.
But what's
Anyways,
your actual choice?
I guess I still have to go with my all-time answer, which would be Hard Reset. It's like there's a
the whole
lot
Hard
of
Reset
see,
series.
there's a
I was
lot of-
genuinely thinking you were going to say Life and Times of a Winning Pony then.
No. I liked it very much back then. I'm not sure, it probably got a little bit too stretchy towards the end.
We'll
Hard
always love the
Reset.
artwork that was made for
Yeah,
it.
that's absolutely
Oh,
true.
God,
I mean,
yes.
yeah, absolutely. But this is Inoishi to Dark Pen does just fantastic, has a fantastic style, which is why I ripped it off for my Sona. But besides that, I believe
What about that?
I believe I pinged her and was like, "Hey, is this okay?" So I got an okay before it ahead of time. But yeah, besides that, no, Hard Reset. Crisper to the point, weird time travel shenanigans, bloodthirsty psycho Twilight out of necessity. It's this dry humor.
It's great.
This
It is
dry
really
humor.
great.
I mean, everything by Rogos. I believe this was Rogos, right? No, this was not Rogos. No, this is
Hard
Rogos.
Reset?
No, it's Rogos.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same person
Yes,
who also
you
wrote
got there. You got
Integration and the Addiction Withdrawal. I love all of his. I love many of his work. I'm not sure if I have read
Integration
all of his
is really good.
work. Yeah. But was it really Rogos? This would no. Am I mixing two up? It doesn't matter. My
Jesus
answer
Christ!
stands.
No, first of all,
My answer stands.
no.
It's not
Hard
Rogos.
Reset.
It's
Hard
not
Reset
Rogos.
is Eakin.
Yeah,
Eakin.
Eakin is the one who dropped out, but he wrote two universes who might.
Wasn't this supposed to be a lightning round?
I know.
question, Max?
That's why I'm like. That's why I'm making the winking off.
Like fanfiction can never be a lightning round.
Step. I guess
Yeah.
we can go another Discord before we then return to the final and proper one from Dev.
This one is fairly a short question. From SOS Columbia, have you ever said a word so many times it loses its meaning? What word is that?
Pretty sure I have.
Honestly, the word fuck has lost all meaning to me. Now, I know that sounds weird, but the thing is, for people who have heard me just talk casually, I tend to use fuck like the word I don't, and that just comes from how I was raised, and Northeastern people just kind of talk like that. We're kind of very loose-lipped with our curse words. We're not very conservative people with that. So and also I was repressed from cursing till I met basically Max. So I have time to make up for. But at the end of the day, to me, there's a lot of curse words that don't really have meaning. They're just words. They're sentence enhancers.
It probably
So I guess
would
that's
be,
mine.
Yeah, it would probably be easier for other people to judge it. I probably have phrases that I also use as filler words.
You saying I, that is your go-to thing just of ambivalent acknowledgement.
A-Y-E, not I as a person, but A.
Yeah,
I.
no, I, like,
I.
why? Like,
I.
That's why I'm trying to impersonate how you say it.
But this is
say it like the letter I.
But that is, as you said, this is my form of acknowledgement. It still has meaning, namely acknowledgement. But I also use words as filler words, not wrongfully, but in an influential way, as in not influencing, but like when money loses its value.
Would you say genau? Because when you talk in German on the phone and stuff, you kind of just repeat that over and over, just like, yeah. I mean, yeah, for a lot of people is just kind of like an automatic. Because that's the thing. What is a word that you say on autopilot a word that has lost its meaning?
No, I also have terms that I just repeat, like other words that I just throw in sentences, pointless, I overuse them. That's something.
Yeah.
Or maybe Odie is going down those some terms like cancel culture, which everybody calls cancel to everything nowadays. Maybe that's what he means.
Then what is a buzzword? I guess that you hear a lot.
Is he asking for using or hearing?
Using. What is a word
exactly.
you overuse?
Yeah.
I guess, but that's why I said you overused the term I.
But it still has meaning. Anyways, I believe without...
That doesn't make it any less overused. What about you, Scribbler? Me and him need to stop arguing.
Exactly.
I definitely notice when I'm editing podcasts that I start an inordinate number of words with "so," and it means nothing. It's just my little marker for I need to start a new thought, or right, okay, this is giving me a chance to think. And you can tell how distracted I am by how long the "so" becomes. Yeah, but it gets very annoying because I realize when I'm editing how often I do it, and I realize how irritating I must be to other people in the podcast who have to listen to me.
My audience lets me know that I say "but no" a lot, or no.
That did just appear in the little live chat there. It was going,
I had a Getting Over It stream where for 30 fucking minutes people would donate money, so my text-to-speech would say "but no for so long, and I was already frustrated with the game. But I guess if we go like that, Max doesn't really overuse terms. You just tend to repeat yourself.
Yes,
that's your overusing.
Which is the weird thing, because I don't have an actual stutter. It's an artificial...
No, you're just redundant.
Also that is also true. Perfect example right here.
But I mean, as someone who's edited his scripts many times, there's so much fat to cut because he just repeats the point.
I write like I talk.
Well, yeah, because when you talk, I understand that you probably repeat things so you can hammer the point in, which repetition can do as a strength. But to everyone else, because it's in casual conversation, it just sounds like you keep forgetting that you said it. But okay, so Twitter question.
That was almost button.
A technique for buying time when I try to make fantastic elaborate points. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To be fair, you're making these fantastic points in a second language.
That's true. I can't really it can't really roast him given that he is talking in not his native tongue.
I completely forgot what you were referencing, but yeah, right. English is officially not my native. It is definitely not my native language. But at this point, I would say that I speak it.
Use English
so
more
fluently.
Than...
Yeah, at this point, I do again.
Yeah.
Company language English. I once again. Yeah, now that you bring it up, once again, I had this part of my life while I was in college, late years of college, and I am once again at a part in my life where I speak, consume, listen to more English, write, and as well as read more English than German on average.
Would you say, but right before we get to the Twitter question, because God, this is going to be a long show, but that means we're talking a lot, which is good. Would you say that you repeat yourself as often in German as you do when you speak in English?
Probably. It's a speech pattern thing that I have.
Okay. Well, good to know that that's not a language problem. That is just a you thing. So, Twitter question.
Yes, the final one that I have. Once again, also from Death Alchemist. How has the YouTube environment changed compared to when you started out on YouTube? So, when have we all started? I believe my first attempts in starting were... Let me check.
Like, does this mean starting as a consumer or starting as a creator?
I guess as a creator. What was that?
Okay, because if we went by consuming, I started watching YouTube when YouTube started.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot less cat memes now.
There's a lot fewer things made in Microsoft Movie Maker with Evanescence songs as a background.
Oh, I just realized I actually started in 2010. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, mine was like 4 years later, 2014.
But YouTube is 28, is from 2008, isn't it?
YouTube was started in 2006 when it went live. It was 2005 when it was started for the original creators. 2006 it floated and went live to a major audience. I started my channel in 2007.
Ooh, you win this one. So how did the landscape change?
Yeah.
Like I said, fewer Evanescence AMVs.
Fewer let the bodies hit the floor Naruto AMVs.
Yep. If we're talking in terms of content creation, because I didn't really get into content creation until 2012. Like, if you go onto my channel, the oldest videos on there is literally a trailer I made in Movie Maker for a Yu-Gi-Oh fanfiction I was incredibly proud of at the time. And a little AMV from Kingdom Hearts, which tells you, like, what fandoms I still, to this day, am into. But in terms of actual... you doing it as well? Wow! Wow! Yeah. But in terms of content creation for Pony, like, I got into fanfiction readings and comic books and things really early on. And I now do, like, a semi-weekly video called Scribbler Showcase, where I bring back old fanfic readings of other channels from that time for a new audience to discover and to listen to. But sometimes when I'm putting it together, I am struck by things like noise cancellation was not a thing back then. Reading something with music and sound effects, not a thing. Pausing in reading a story to give commentary on it was way more prevalent than I ever realized.
I even encouraged the fanfiction reader back in the day, like, oh no, I love those personal segments in the beginning. Oh, this was horrible.
Yeah, so things have changed because production values have changed, and what people are willing to consume has changed. Like, you couldn't get away with just, like, putting out a derpy sadfic and everyone will eat it up like they did in 2012 with Derpygate and things like that. The audience now assumes a level of production quality and will very easily click away if they don't get it. Like, I'm happy to do that because I really enjoy editing and I like pushing myself and seeing what I can do because I'm entirely self-taught. So I make a lot of mistakes and I like learning from them and getting better. But I listen back to my earlier stuff and think, this wouldn't fly now, but it was fine back then because that was the standard.
Yeah. No, for me...
what about you, Max? You're the second longest.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, on the topic of how YouTube, or how I have changed on YouTube, but yeah, I dare to say that the production for that one was, for ANY Corp, was already a little bit of substandard because I didn't have the greatest camera and shit. I mean, in the lifespan of this channel, within years, this is how it looked at the end. So production values went up a little bit. But no, how it also changed because my entire channel was basically a big love letter to... oh yeah, there you see it even, Linkara. Was me fanboying over Channel Awesome. So those kind of reviewers were still a big thing back in the day. And I'm not sure how much it truly has changed or how much my personal taste has changed, but nowadays I am far more interested in watching something that's more straightforward. I mean, take Dominic Noble, for example, formerly known as the Dom, who is a fanfiction adaptation reviewer. Okay, let's stop this video. And he does not do those kind of weird story segments in the beginning or in the end where he has an overarching story arc where he does cringy pseudo action things surrounding the actual review content. Nowadays they go in, they do a review, and they stay focused on what they talk about, like those video essays. Like they are focused on the topic and don't do cringy shenanigans surrounding it, and the characters they are playing are more subtle and not over.
They don't have arcs and everything.
Exactly. No, they are less cartoon characters who ran out of their Ritalin and are more like
more people.
Exactly. And again, please somebody confirm or deny this if this is just that my taste changed and I just see this and because I watch this other stuff nowadays, YouTube doesn't show me the cringy reviewers anymore. Or if this kind of Channel Orson-esque stuff, how it was back in 2010s, if this is still a dominant genre on YouTube that I simply don't see anymore. But yeah, Keyframe.
It's still there, but it's a bit niche now. As far as I know.
I'm gonna make the note of don't show my channel because I'd rather not show videos of me when I was a teenager. Okay. So
yeah.
No,
I mean,
I guess
have you ever shown face on your channel? You always were hidden behind a sauna.
No, but I don't I just don't like seeing stuff from back then.
Okay, fair.
I don't have good associations. But I mean I still like the content, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel
other
like
people may enjoy it, but you just don't now.
Yeah. The YouTube space I think has changed because I'm viewing this more as not just a creator on YouTube, but a creator who originally was a consumer for a long period of time. I think we have just a lot of my era of watching has grown up. I think that's the big thing, at least with the YouTube space, is that we have grown up and the faction of people who have grown up and do not and look back on the old edgy humor of YouTube with disgust, and people who think that was the glory days is a lot more defined. Because you see a lot more accountability nowadays, and when people do bad shit, it is brought up. Like, and you know, you find out a lot of things about people, and you see those creators either acknowledge or double down, or you know, that kind of thing. I think the content of YouTube has changed, kind of, you know, piggybacking off of Max, is just we are less personas and more just people. I feel like there's a rise in more personable content nowadays, at least what I consume. Because, you know, I consume a lot of animation, and storytime animation became big. I think we both, as a strength and a weakness, the want to just see other life experiences has become a bigger thing in the YouTube sphere than skits and characters and stuff like that, which was the big thing, because you had the Rhett and Link, you know, before they completely pivoted to Good Mythical Morning, and the Smoshes and all that stuff. And now it's more improv content or short form skits that are more relatable instead of being totally Monty Python-esque wacky and stuff like that. So I think that's gotten bigger. We, as a platform, has become either more personable or parasocial. I think that's the big thing. Because I think there's like two sides of the parasocial stuff, because you got the people who viewed you as characters and they only see you as that character, or you're the relatable content and people think you're their friend because you see this glimpse into their life. So I think we have just had a rise in parasocial relationships and personable content, or people who want to just live vicariously through the people that they watch, which is why flex culture is so big. There's no funny answer here. This is just what I do for a living, so I know a lot about it. Also, let's plays.
Oh yeah, but yeah, with that, I'm out of Twitter stuff, so it's all yours.
All right, so I think we can do a couple more questions and then the FMK. Let's see. Okay, here it is. The one and only Micro Whale asks, great name. what was the one time that you felt so proud of yourself for completing something that you didn't give two shits if you did that something completely and horribly wrong?
Wait, who was this? Where?
The one and only Micro.
Oh, there it is.
Furious.
Yes, there I see it.
What was the one time that you felt so proud of yourself for completing something that you didn't give two shits if you did that something completely and horribly? So the fact that you did it at all supersedes the fact of if you did it well or not. It's the fact that you did it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the answer would be the videos that I showed earlier, especially the really early ones where the production value was still low. I was just like happy with what I achieved. So
yeah. What about you, Scribs?
Well, sort of the same thing. That like, I was proud of the first few videos I put out just because back when I first started making video content, was one of the darkest portions of my life, like, ever. So the fact that I put myself out there and made videos at all, I didn't really care how shit they were, and they were shit. Like, even at the time, I knew they weren't great. But the fact that I'd made them was a big thing. But in terms of, like, something I completed that was a big undertaking was, we're going back to the late 2000s a lot on this podcast, was something that I started writing in 2007 and finished posting in 2011. And it was a fanfiction for the Kingdom Hearts fandom. But it also incorporated, like, dozens of other fandoms by the end because it was nearly 700,000 words long by the time I'd finished writing it. And by the end, I knew it wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it was the longest thing I'd ever written and finished because I have so many orphan projects that just don't get finished. And I knew it wasn't great, but I loved it, and I was so proud of the fact that I'd finished something.
Yeah. Can I what if the thing that I did actually did turn out well, but it was the fact that I completed it that I was more happy about?
I mean, I believe
as long as you didn't care whether or not it went well, that seems to be the question.
I believe the wording was like, no matter, nah? You didn't give two shits.
Yeah, I would say the Celestia painting that I did in 2017 that I auctioned off at Ciderfest, because there was a distinct possibility that it wouldn't have been done, because when I was working on that painting, like, working on it every day, was when my dad was in the hospital for the last time. I worked on that thing the day he passed away. Like, sorry to get real, but that's the big thing. Like, and then, once I flew back to California after the proceedings, I kept working on it, and I finished it like 2 days before I flew out to Wisconsin to do the or Milwaukee to do the fucking vending. And basically all of Ciderfest and EQLA in 2017, I am more proud of myself that I was able to stick to my guns and vend and work at those things the entire time than, if I had to take breaks and all that stuff. It was the fact that I still did it, because I know plenty of people have told me they would have canceled both events given the stuff that I was experiencing. And I was like, no, I feel like I have to do something, and I did it. And I think that's that to me is a big triumph. The fact that I did it. And even if I went into the hotel room and broke down crying afterwards, I still did it. And I think my dad would have been proud of me that no matter that I didn't let the tragedy overtake something that does truly make me happy, like vending. So that is mine. Always has to be dark when it comes to Chrissy. The chat must really hate me today, because they're like, "How we can't joke about this? This is sad." But okay, so let's see. Okay, Odie, what the fuck is this question? To make a short list, there's podcast reactions, reviews, vlogs, prank vids. What the? Prank vid? Oh, okay. He was replying to Lieb's question. Jesus Christ.
That's why I always am
okay.
like, look for the hashtag. Only questions with the hashtag count. To keep it easy for us.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh boy.
okay, I like Denim's question.
Oh, then
So
can you forward me the picture?
Yes. That's a popcorn maker. Oh, I love it. I need it. Is it on eBay? Can I have it? Okay, so Ask Awkward. So this is a popcorn maker that exists. If you were able to sell your soul to merchandising, what mundane, everyday product cast in the image of your Sona's face would you sell? So what would a Scribbler or an ANY or a Keyframe product be that's also an everyday appliance?
Oh, jeez. I'd probably be a coffee percolator.
Ooh,
like a heater?
Like, put coffee grounds in, get coffee out type machine.
Ah, okay, okay.
Just because that is thematically appropriate for me. The number of jokes people make about the fact that I can't function without coffee. Yeah, there's no other appliance I could be.
You know, I could believe that this is actually my coffee maker because I think I have that same brand of protein powder that's right behind it. Oh, okay. What would I have? I mean, it would probably be something that's kitchenware because I cook a lot. Like, I'm a very baking... Oh! I would love Keyframe oven mitts. And, like, they kind of look like puppets, so I'm just biting down on fucking pans and stuff when you're taking stuff out of the oven.
Googly eyes and everything.
Yes! I would love that! That would be so cute! I mean, besides that, honestly, if you were talking about, like... Because the keyframe or cosmic keyframe like oven mitts could be my gremlin, honestly, because those would look fucking insane with the giant eyes. But if we're talking about the pony, probably knee-high socks, because it would go with the long joke. It would just be her legs with like maybe a little horn sticking out the top of the
See,
thighs.
I thought you were still saying that like the mouth was the open bit. I thought it was like keyframe just swallowing somebody's leg.
Oh my god, that's terrifying. That would even be better. Just
exactly.
There is no gag reflex when it comes to socks, but but what about you, Max? I saw a paper towel roll.
I know. It sadly opened on the wrong screen, so people with a very high attention might have spotted already. But yeah, since I'm a ferret, I'm a long boy. Wait, where is it now? Since I'm a long boy, either a kitchen paper or a toilet paper holder. Can I zoom in here? This beautiful piece from Grey Cat from ages ago.
It's such a good piece. Here's the thing. I imagine you would be the worst paper towels, because paper towels are supposed to absorb things.
No, the holder. Specifically the holder
just the holder.
Yes, the holder for the paper towel roll or the toilet paper roll. Just the holder.
I thought you wanted to be the roll so you could stuff ferrets in yourself.
No, I'm the...
Okay, you are the ferret. Okay. Oh my god, wouldn't that be cute to have a toilet, like a paper towel roll, and the top part of it is a ferret head, like
this,
Yeah, I'm saying that, but probably happier than what yours looks like.
No, I want to have the grump. I want to have all the grump.
Oh, okay, fair. But okay, so okay. Well, there is one question. I feel like this would cause more discourse in the chat than anything, but this is a quick one. Odie asks, is The Sims an RPG? This feels like a video game equivalent to my is coffee a soup question, Odie.
I have the feeling there is a story behind it happening on my channel yesterday while I was puzzling.
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, it's a life simulator, unless you count role-playing as when you're controlling the characters. But even then, an RPG... also indicates that you're in control at all times, and there is times in The Sims where you could just let the things live and observe.
But yeah, okay. Let's go down the road. So how is an RPG properly defined? So as a genre, you usually have a little bit of character development, like skill advancement and stuff, which you have in The Sims.
Okay. Here is the definition of an RPG. A role-playing game or RPG is a game in which players assume the roles of characters in a fictional setting.
Which is
Players take the responsibility for acting out these roles within a narrative, either through literal acting or through the process of structured decision-making regarding character
Could be if you don't let your character go on autopilot, this would still be true.
But is there a narrative in The Sims besides living? Like...
Depends. Isn't life the greatest narrative of them all? Scribbler, as a narrator, help us.
In what sense? What do you need?
Yeah, okay. I think The Sims is a life simulation game and not a RPG.
Okay, but go through the definition. So.
Okay.
Okay.
I always thought RPG required some kind of plot, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's no. Is living a narrative?
If living's a narrative, then I think that the 3-act structure just fucked my life over.
What about the very first open multiplayer online RPGs? You know, those with this 3/4 perspective from above. Like, what were they called? Something online. Ultima Online. The first...
MMORPG.
Yeah,
massive multiplayer
MMORPG.
But taking to the very first ones, which kind of, by being the first ones, determines the definition of it, like Ultima Online. Was there a story in it, or was it just exploring the world?
A combination of both, as far as I recall. There was the opportunity to either enact a plot or to just putz about.
Yeah, but the pot's about part sounds like The Sims again.
I guess the thing is an RPG. Can you call it an RPG if there is the choice of it? Because I guess if an MPORG like an MMORPG is like that, where you can choose to just live or to achieve the end goal narrative, like the big picture narrative, then I guess Sims is an RPG. But I view it more as a life simulator than a role playing game. Because I know that there are small goals in the game because your character has careers and stuff, but there's no big picture thing. They just live and then die. They're just PC Tamagotchis. Like
and that's the lady who famously turned coffee into a soup. Where did all your open-mindedness go?
No, coffee is a soup. Did we have this discussion on the podcast?
Here's an interesting one. Coffee gets created by having hot water run through a flavor thing, but not really. But the coffee grain is not part of the final product. While by a soup, the majority of the stuff.
You boil coffee. You boil chicken bones to help make stock, but the chicken bones aren't in the final thing. Like, at the end of the day, here's the thing. If you're going by black coffee is a broth. Like, I will concede that it's a broth or a stock, and that is not mutually exclusive with soup. However, if you are a normal person that likes to put things in your coffee, then at that point, once you put additives in your coffee, it is soup, because soup is the addition of some kind of stock and items. And if you say, oh, but I only put milk, there is milk in soups! Okay, anyways, final question of the evening. I'm not having this discussion. I've had this discussion every day for like a week and a half. And everyone hates me. Lauren leaves calls when I start talking about if coffee is a soup. She hates the topic that much.
Scribbler, as our coffee drinker, what do you think?
I don't think coffee's a soup. I wouldn't call it that because I wouldn't have coffee as an entire meal. And I can have soup as an entire meal. And it's not a great litmus, but that's my attitude.
Okay, well, you know what? It's okay to be wrong, Scribbler.
I am wrong 99.9% of the time. I'm fully aware it's okay to be wrong.
Exactly. But anyways, I like this FMK that Magical Dude made. Magical Dude really pulling in with the FMKs recently. So, ask Awkward. So yesterday was Eurovision, the celebration of music of Europe, and sometimes Australia.
Oh, fuck, I think I know where this is going.
The Grand Prix de la Eurovision.
And no, you're not getting the top 3 countries. You're getting the bottom 3 countries on the final votes.
So yeah, because Britain managed to get 0 points.
Wait,
and so did Germany.
Wow, we won this thing in the past. I'm not sure how you.
So did we. We got literally nothing.
Wait, Magical. I know you're in the chat. Who won first place? I need to know.
Italy.
Yeah! Fuck you guys! Going in for the homeland! Mamma mia! Sorry. Well, get fucked.
Okay,
so... Britain got 0 points because of one bloody thing that, was kind of deserved, and that's Brexit. Which we're not going to talk about, because...
Yeah, anyways, so fuck, marry, kill, Euro edition. Spain, Germany, and the United Kingdom, and not Italy! My home. I know it's not Europe anymore, but it's still in Eurovision. Remember, you're picking the actual countries, not the Eurovision entries. Also, can ANY go this week if possible? Well, I did, because last week I went last, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But Scribbler, you got the choice of spicy Spain,
fuck
Germany.
Fuck, marry, kill. Spain, Germany, Great Britain, or United Kingdom.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, Britannia rules the seas.
Well, no, Doggerland ruled the seas, but Britannia is just the highest point of Doggerland, which is a real-world version of Atlantis, because it literally sank.
So
look up Doggerland sometime.
But
Doggerland was like the original version of Atlantis. It was a giant country that sank into the sea, and Britain is basically just one of its mountains, but it's the only bit still poking above the surface. But yeah, I don't know. Because, like, my natural instinct is to go kill Britain, but, like, I live here. So
I mean, you can.
But if you get married to one of the other countries, you can just go to that country.
Oh god.
Automatic citizenship.
I don't know. Probably marry Germany, fuck Spain, kill Britain.
But why?
Germany has more stability and Spain has more spice.
You know what? Good reason.
And Britain is just Turf Island, and I'd like to not be on it anymore.
I mean, living there, you probably have more than enough reasons to want to kill it, so it's understandable. So I must not go second, so Keyframe.
So it's me. So, okay, you killed the United Kingdom, you married Germany, and you fucked Spain, so you took all my options. Okay, so... Okay, I'm going to marry Spain, because that's the land of the Spaniards. That is the land of gold. The conquistadors, baby. So, I will go for that. Also, it has spice. I love spicy food. And I'm probably the one in this call with the most spice tolerance, so this is great for me.
This is true.
Also, yeah, warm beaches, all that. Why wouldn't I? Also, I feel like they're less pretentious than some parts of the other 2 countries. Anyways, then I'm going to fuck Germany, because, I don't know, I feel like there's a domineering quality about it. That's going to be an interesting night for a submissive. Just going to leave that
because Germans are so well known for their passion.
I mean, also, it has to be I mean, you guys are just domineering. That's just the thing. But also, it must be interesting given those 2 German porns we talked about earlier.
Warum liegt hier eigentlich Stroh? Achtung, Alarm!
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I can't say that it'll be boring.
Fair point.
And then I'm going... Okay, so I fucked...
No, you screwed it up. You just flipped Germany and Spain.
I married Spain...
Yeah, you switched them. You are still killing UK. You screwed up.
Yeah. Oh no! God damn it! Fuck. God. Okay, so you know
nobody wants to fuck or marry the UK.
No. Okay, I'm gonna marry the UK. Cause you know what? If I marry the UK, I'm marrying the entire country. I'm basically the queen now, so I'll still be rich. And you know what? If the queen can make herding swans illegal, I will make it a legal obligation that everyone has to have a dog. Like a nice little court.
True.
So, I will use my power for good. Okay, and then I'm gonna kill Spain, because you know what? The conquistadors, the gold, they stole it all from people. Terrible, terrible. I would never support that. So I'm gonna...
Exactly. I'd definitely not marry them if you would have the option and didn't...
And I mean, I'm the UK. We're known for manifest destiny, so I could just go down there and conquer Spain, and I'll get all the warm beaches and spices already.
Well,
exactly. So, yeah, it's your turn.
It's
what
my
do you get
turn.
to spin of your choices?
Yeah, I have no choices left anymore, have I? I guess I get to kill Germany because that's what you guys left me.
But why?
Yeah,
why are you betraying your homeland?
Because he lives there and nobody ever likes the country they live in.
That's true.
Here's a little bit of here's the reasoning. So, see, many years ago, so around the time when I was what was it? I believe finishing college or something. I was still very much in the mood like, fuck Germany out of here. We have stuff like the GEMA, which makes actually listening to a lot of stuff. Nowadays it's kind of a joke because it's everywhere the issue that copyright protected stuff, especially when it comes to music, is in Germany like so many. What was it? What always got claimed by the GEMA and disappeared from YouTube or was unwatchable on YouTube? A lot of stuff, including but based on music mostly, was just available in the entire world except Germany. So you had basically reduced internet because content was just missing here. You have a fuck ton of bureaucracy. You have a certain stiffness and strictness in the German culture. And overall, I was not the greatest fan of. So I was like, I want to leave Germany. I want to get out there. I mean, not to the US. I believe it, not to the US and not to UK, which will be interesting when I later have to argue why I want to fuck the UK. But besides that, I only speak English besides German, so it kind of boiled down to New Zealand or Canada, like Western Canada.
What about Australia? Australia's also English.
Australia was also an option, that's true. Australia was also an option, but then again, you were also listening to Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation before he moved away from Australia. I believe he's not in Australia anymore. Australia is also pretty fucked, like, similar to Germany with censorship in content that exists. Like, a lot of ask Australians about how drugs and Fallout games get represented. They are nuts. Like they have their own level of censorship when it comes to media. So yeah, not Australia. Thank you. No.
But yeah, you're killing your homeland.
Simply for the reason to force me to finally fulfill my desires to actually live in other countries. Because obviously, this was a decade ago, I still haven't gotten off my ass, so the only logical conclusion for me to get out there is to murder the entire country I'm currently living in.
Just murder it because of its bureaucracy. If you guys have a fully functioning airport that still isn't open yet.
It is by now, and they closed the other one.
Oh,
since,
it is?
Yeah, over 2020.
It took long.
It took.
It took long.
The
it had to be a
BDR
pandemic. It took a pandemic where no one could travel for them.
Basically, and they used this as an excuse to close the old one, which technically was before 2020. Was like, the new one will not be able to take all the capacity. Well, it was able to take all the capacity in 2020. Big surprise. So, what is going to happen when the world reopens? I'm afraid of what will happen.
Stay tuned.
Exactly.
But yes. But now, what about the UK? Such a spicy foreign land.
To such a fuckable land at this point.
To be fair, one of our national dishes is literally called the spotted dick.
Ooh my. But no, here's the thing, which a lot of people glance over when it comes to UK. They have this very posh exterior and whatnot when it comes to stuff, to exterior, to presentation of themselves. But there's also the other side, because British people are actually, when you look into the right places, a lot... Maybe Scribbler will completely prove me they're a liar due to my ignorance, but... British people actually do have a very it's it's behind closed doors, but at least behind closed doors they have this very naughty side to them, to the very sexualized sexual side. While
it does exist, yes.
You see, while the Americans are in their heart prude, and one of their two parties that they have will keep everything, do everything to keep it as pure as possible. So yeah,
party in the house of Hoblin. Yeah.
Yeah, but no. Yeah. Why I wanna sex tourism, the naughty sides of the UK to see what's hidden behind all the posh, what all those naughty British people have to offer.
See, this entire thing is just reminding me of a conversation I had with narrator where he had never heard of what's called regional porn in the UK, which, you know, the UK has these very broad regional accents, and nobody outside of the UK really knows about them. Like, you have to go looking for a regional accent, like Liverpool, Cockney, London. Well, there's porn of it, and I had to show him Liverpool porn and Welsh porn. No. And he said he just, like, had to put it on silent because he got halfway through and went, "No, this is too funny." Defeats the complete object of it.
Have you ever heard a Liverpudlian speak? It's hilarious.
My mum's from there, so yeah, I heard that a lot.
Yeah. It's
it
like,
was.
Imagine the Beatles fucking. Like, it's just.
But yeah.
Admit it, the 60s, the Beatles fucked.
I feel my statement being confirmed. Definitely worth it. And Spain, I spent probably, no, dare to say that Spain is very most likely still the country in this the country in the entire world where I have spent the second most time in, because I spent so much time in my youth in Spain, because my family has a flat there. So it was if you have this flat, you need to make it pay off, so you go there every summer. And not just timeshare, like it's owned. No,
I'm just saying it's the timeshare principle. If you're going to get it, you're going to use it.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, so and for that reason, this became the location for a lot of summers, and this was for the longest time my second home. So why not marry my second home? That's a weird sentence to say out loud.
It's so beautiful. It's Aragon and Cleves getting together at last. Who needs Henry VIII? Sorry, I've been reading a lot about the 6 wives of Henry VIII.
Have you seen the 6 musical?
What do you think while she's reading about it?
There's a whole pro shot. Someone made an entire bootleg with multiple camera angles of the Broadway version. It's so good. But yeah. Oh God! Can I think of something dark to end this on a note?
Had put it perfectly, and it kind of wraps up. Even it goes back to earlier stuff in this episode. Porn is funny.
It is.
What a statement.
Kinda awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Hard work and analysis, which you do not want to miss on awkward.